they watching, I'ma make them sweat. Put your money down, place your bets. Degenerate, yeah, I'm a sicko. Who else gon' get you to the window? I know they watching, I'ma make them sweat. Put your money down, place your bets. Degenerate, yeah.
Welcome to Gray Bows Giblets, part of the NoOffseason.com Sports Card Network. Thanksgiving week. We're out here dropping giblets. I'm your host, Graybo, joined by Denny One Time and Fitz. We're breaking down this week's NFL slate. How we doing, fellas? How was your Thanksgiving?
Still fat and sassy.
Fitz, producer Fitz, how you doing?
We're feeling good, man. We're excited to be here.
49ers, big win on Thanksgiving.
That was massive. Yeah.
How about the Graybows team dropping giblets on Instagram? Going, we would have gone 5-0-1 if we'd done them all, but we went 2-0-1. Not bad. Not
Counts
bad
as a win. That's a win, baby.
Yeah, and we had a text chain going where we had all of our individual picks, and then I asked the group if we should do individual or consensus, and thank God Gray said consensus because my picks were terrible. So you guys made me look good yesterday.
You're part of the crew. We did well. We'll continue to do stuff like that, especially with college basketball season coming, and that was fun. We got a lot of comments, people showing their winnings. Shout out Matt Gay, being 3-0 because he had to take an over that was like a half a point more than what we got, and so he got the under in the Seahawks 49ers game. So
he got it 44.5?
Yeah.
He did.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So he was like, I won, baby. So well done. Remember, you can go on Whatnot, get $15 on Whatnot by joining through whatnot.sportscardstrategy.com. Let's go to the board. Last week, Denny, good week for Denny. 2-0-1. The Texans pushed, but you got the Raiders and the Rams as dogs covering. So you're 16-1 overall. 500, baby.
I'm coming, boys. I'm coming.
We have Fitz, who is 19-14-1 overall. Lost out on the 49ers Bucks over 41.5. Captured the Rams as well, but lost on the Steelers. Steelers fired their offensive coordinator, thank God. Fitz, comments.
Let's see, was it 14 minutes and 30 seconds left in the fourth quarter? We were sitting at 41. Couldn't get any more points the rest of the way.
Why?
That's gambling.
That is right. Welcome to gambling. Myself, 20-14 overall. Cowboys first half win. Bills -7 back in the win column. Seahawks Rams was an offensive struggle. I was way off on that. I thought there would be a lot more touchdowns, but we'll take a 2-1 week. All right, Denny, who are your 3 picks this week? You got to stay hot.
I actually like a lot of games this week as well, which is rare for me in the NFL. So let's start with Houston at home versus the Jags. I think these two teams are pretty close. I'll take in this situation the home team getting 1.5. I think there's a little bit of value there with Houston. Let's go with Pittsburgh, unburdened by their offensive coordinator, going into a Joe Burrow-less Cincinnati. Cincinnati has to be just disheveled emotionally. Pittsburgh's going to sneak it out by a field goal on the road. And then finally, let's go with any team that only is laying 1.5 against the Cardinals. In this case, it happens to be the Rams. But Rams -1.5 at Arizona. Ship it.
I like it. A lot of close games there. 1.5, 1.5, 1.5. You don't think Browning can get it done against that Pittsburgh defense?
We discussed this last week when he came into the game. We're like, who is this? Who is this guy, Browning? We're like, Browning isn't a quarterback. Browning is Tim Weiner's underwear at the end of a long day.
I think he was University of. He played at Washington, I believe.
Good for him.
All right. Fitz, who you going with?
Yeah, this will be the test to find out if Tim actually listens to the podcast or not. So I'm looking forward to his feedback.
And if give us a 5-star review, Tim.
Yeah, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere that you listen, please, Tim. So yeah, I'm going. I'm going here. I'm going back. Desmond Ritter is back under the helm. He's getting 1.5 against the Saints. This is a big game for the NFC South standings and a chance to get absolutely boat raced by the Cowboys in the wild card round. So give me the Falcons getting 1.5. I'm going to go with the Browns getting 2 at Denver. I just don't believe in the Broncos or Russell against this defense. So I think they'll be humbled here by Browns. Is DTR going again?
Yeah. DTR is the guy.
Yeah. I put all my trust in him. Lastly, we'll go to the AFC West. I'm going to take an under here. Chiefs and Raiders under 43. I think that I don't see the Raiders putting up a lot of a fight here, and so I just like that. I like that total. Not a whole lot of context there. Just take it.
I mean, how bad are the Chiefs right now in the second half? They can't score.
Well, they can't catch the ball, so that also helps your plays.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Well, going with 2 of those games with you, definitely going with the Falcons 1.5 with you because of Desmond Ritter. He's your boy. But I do like the Falcons against Carr, who's 1 hit away from being out for the season with how many concussions he has this year. I like the Falcons offense to strike early, and then people don't know, but the Falcons defense is not terrible, and I think they can. This is a big game for them, and I think they can get some stops. And Ritter is going to carry them to victory here. I'm going to go with Cleveland and Denver game as well, but I'm going to go with the under 36 for exactly the reasons you said. Russell against the Browns defense. The Browns defense is one of the best defenses I've seen in a while. And then Denver, who's just been turning people over left and right, are playing a DTR offense. This is going to be very low scoring, back and forth. Don't know about the line, but I will take the under 36. And then today, the Dolphins against Tim Boyle. Sounds like a substitute teacher. The Dolphins minus 9.5. Holy smokes. This should be, I think, 14 or more. The Jets defense is just tired of, the offense and not putting up points. They don't care anymore. Tyreek Hill is going to be unguardable. Tua is going to throw all over this defense. 9.5. Holy smokes. Ship it. Dolphins today on Black Friday. So those are my 3. Let's go into props where you can get 10% off any purchase at Gravos.co by using the promo code strategy, all lowercase, 2023. Prop bets of the week. We went 0-3 last week, fellas. So let's bounce back here a little bit. Josh Jacobs over 62.5 rushing yards was a big loss. C-Mac, I think, was at 25 receiving yards. His over 30.5 didn't hit. And Amon-Ra was at 77 receiving yards. His over 84.5 didn't hit. So Duke is 4-8 overall. Fitz 5-7. And I am 6-8. So I think the people should maybe fade us to win some money, but it's up to you. Dude, prop. I know you love them. Who you got?
Well, if you're really betting props for a living, which I don't, obviously you want to take more unders than overs because there's a lot more ways a guy doesn't get there, injury, whatever. But I'm going to take an over because they're more fun.
Yeah.
So let's go back to this Pittsburgh game. New offensive coordinator for the Steelers. They're going to free things up a bit. I think whoever is not named Dan Canada is going to recognize they have a little spark plug in a guy named Jalen Warren. They're going to get him some little dumps out of the backfield. So I'm going over 18.5 receiving yards, minus 120, Jalen Warren.
I love it. All right, Fitz, who we got this week?
You're going to love this one. A while back, Denny one time sat me down and told me, Fitz, scared money don't make money. So this week, I'm going to take Tommy DeVito over 177.5 passing yards.
What a fun prop that is.
I know, that's incredible.
It is.
I will text you guys at halftime when he's sitting at 38.5, and we'll rally and we'll have a hell of a second half.
Text me at every completion, like all 6 of them. Just each completion.
I can do that.
Dump pass to Saquon, 2 yards. I want those updates.
I mean, you saw that pass to Saquon last week, though.
I did. That was an absolute dime. I think I texted Duke and Keith, because we were doing DraftKings, and I don't know if we had Saquon or not, but I was like, that's an absolute time pass from DeVito. Oh man,
He got his
that
first
is
career
a fun
victory
guy.
against my Commanders. That's just so fitting.
Yeah, and they knocked us out of our big survivor pool.
Yeah,
we're done.
correct.
Absolutely crushed. I hate the Commanders. All right. Anyways, my prop bet, I'm going back to the well here with Keenan Allen over 86 receiving yards. We got projected Keenan Allen to get about 115 to 120, where the Chargers are going to be playing down from the Ravens. The Ravens are going to try to run the ball, keep the clock rolling. Herbert's going to be airing it out, and his best target, Keenan Allen, because no one else can catch on that team, as you saw with Quentin Johnson. He also drops a lot of passes like MVS. Keenan Allen is reliable. Let's get that over 86. All right, DFS, where we, again, didn't have a profitable week, but we made some money. Got some money back, I would say. Thanksgiving yesterday wasn't very good. Started out good, had some good pieces. We just cannot get the right lineups. Maybe it's because we play too many contests. We'll see. All right. The highs, though, we had a lot. All quarterbacks were fine. We had the right running backs. Brian Robinson and Singletary were fine. Hill and St. Brown were fine. C-Mac was fine. We had Tank Dell and DJ Moore a lot. But then we also had Josh Jacobs. We had Garrett Wilson. I don't think I had a catch. We're going to stop playing Hollywood Brown, okay, Denny?
Yeah, please.
Done.
Please.
Absolute done. And every single tight end let us down. I think that's what killed us, where Denny likes to play these two tight end lineups. You've been pretty good this year, though.
Yeah, well, I set my lineup optimizer now at 10% max, double tight. And so we do it. It's just very rare.
Very rare, very rare. All right, so let's go get some wins this weekend where people might not be playing a lot. We can take advantage of this week because you already have a lot of teams that have already played. You won't have the Dolphins this week. So where a lot of people are probably going to play less, we're going to play more, Denny. So at quarterback, who do you like?
So looking at projections, I think Hurts is going to be very chalky, and I think he's probably still a good play. But I'm going to pivot off that just a hair and go with Josh Allen. No one is talking about the Bills in a positive light, even after a good win. They actually stack up pretty well against the Eagles and the Eagles secondary. And so I think Allen will throw the ball quite a bit and throw it well. I'm kind of buying low on all things Bills right now. I'm taking the Bills this week, getting 3 or 3.5, depending on where you're at. I'm betting on the Bills win the Super Bowl at 28-1. Do I think it's going to happen? No, but 28-1 is a ton of value because they just have to get into the playoffs to have a chance. They don't have to be the 1 seed, right? And if you look at the metrics in this game specifically, the Eagles are running above expectation and the Bills are running below expectation. And so I think there's some mean regression this week, and the Bills actually win this game, and Allen throws for 3 touchdowns and runs for another one. So I like him up top, and he's going to be less owned than Hurts by a pretty good margin. Let's go with C.J. Stroud at 7,700 as well at home.
Hold on, I got stuck. Did you just say Tim Allen?
No, Josh Allen. But what do you?
He said Tim Allen.
I think I said I'm going to take Allen.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
No, I'm not playing the tool man.
Buzz Lightyear.
So, okay, back. My second option is going to be C.J. Stroud at 7,700. I think it's a pretty fair price and a good spot at home. And I think he's going to. I mean, he's been amazing this year. We've covered that in great detail. And I don't like a lot of the cheaper options. If I'm going cheap, though, I would say Baker at 5,500.
Love it. All right. Well, for me, I like 4 guys. One is a value game. I think it's a great stacking opportunity. Bucks Colts, I think, is going to be a great stacking opportunity. It's what we call a trash game where people, no defense, you're just scoring a lot. I really like Baker this week. I know that you don't always say that. And I like Minshew Mania. So I know that's nasty, but you can get a lot of value there, and they have a lot of targets, higher-end targets that I like at running back and receiver to pair with them. I'm actually a big Trevor Lawrence fan this week. He's going to be my main guy, and I like Kyler. I think those are the 4 quarterbacks we should be playing to save a lot of value. But I don't mind going Josh Allen and fading that Eagles secondary. At running back, I'll start. You got DeVito. I think the Giants finally figured out to use your best weapon and throw the ball to Saquon and just let him do the rest. I think he had a total of like 8 rushing yards going in the fourth quarter, but he had like over 100 receiving and a couple tutties. He's their playmaker. Give him the ball, which is great because you get a point for PPR in DraftKings. I like JT Teets. Speaking of the tool man, Jonathan Taylor Thomas this week. I like Ramondre and White. You have the Patriots and the Bucks. I like Javonte Williams. Again, I know he's playing the Browns, but I feel like at his value, he maybe can get a touchdown in there. And then I really like James Conner for the Cardinals. How about you, Denny?
Yeah, running back Jonathan Taylor is projecting as is probably the best play of the day. But the question is, do you believe it? Sounds like you do. I'm not sure if I do or not. I'm not plowing a lot into JT yet, but this could be the week where he's a good kind of breakout week. I at the top, I like Saquon and Etienne a little better, so I'll play quite a bit of them. And Devin Singletary is still very cheap for his production. I'm probably gonna take a flyer on Jalen Warren, as I mentioned earlier. And then is Kyron Williams back or no?
He is back. He will be in the lineup this weekend.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, then he's going to be in some of the lineups as well.
I like it. And the thing with Singletary is you do have Pierce coming back. So I think Singletary might have taken over that job. We will see how much action Pierce gets as well. And so just be careful with that because Singletary has been moving up in value. And now with Pierce back, does he lose a lot of those carries? We will see. All right. For receiver, what is the lock and smash? I think we are both on the same page that we're locking this guy in most of our lineups with no Cooper Kupp. Who do you have a receiver?
Yeah, Puka Beads, 7,600 at the Cardinals. Puka Shells is going to. I think it's a smash spot for him. The 3 big guys, this week are AJ, Devontae Adams, and Steph Diggs. To me, they're all pretty close. None of them stand out. I'm waiting for a reason to pick like one of those more of the other 2 because they're pretty expensive. I definitely like Pittman at 6,800. I think it's pretty good value there. And on the cheap end, Drake London and Josh Downs, both are very cheap and are scheduled to get like 6 catches for 60, something like that. So if you get in the end zone at that production level at that price, then it's a good week.
I like it. I think Puka is an absolute lock, especially if you're playing cash games. He's 100% in your cash games lineup, but Puka, I'm going to be locking in about 80% of my GPP lineups. Really like the Michael Pittman call. Out of those 3, you talked about A.J. Brown, Diggs, and Adams. Well, A.J. Brown's 9,000 and Diggs is 8,800. Devontae is still only 7,800, and you said they're all pretty close. So I think the easy play actually is Devontae Adams would be my top dog. I'm going to play a lot of him at 78, especially playing from behind against this Kansas City team. I know the Kansas City defense is pretty good, but Devontae is the guy to play out of the big 3 this week. And then with the Steelers firing their offensive coordinator, I think they go to Deontay Johnson a lot more this week, and he's only 4,900. He has shown that he wants the ball. He was very angry and upset these last 2 weeks. Pickett's got to find him a way. The offense has got to find him a way to give him the ball. And then the Patriots have to throw the ball to someone. Demario Douglas at 4,400 is my call of the week. I think he gets 80 yards and a touchdown. For that value, we're going to be playing him a lot. And then Olave at 6,400 is pretty good value still for him, a guy that is a number 1 on the team. So those are going to be my big receivers. And I still like Christian Kirk, even though they went to Calvin Ridley a lot last week. I still think Kirk is T-Law's favorite target, in my opinion. So those are going to be my guys. At tight end, there's only 3 guys you need to play. Don't play anybody else. And that is, if you're playing Trevor Lawrence, pair him with Evan Ingram. If you're playing Kyler, pair him with McBride. If you're playing Baker or Minshew, you can play Otten at 3,200. Even if you're playing Minshew, you don't get a double up, but you get action of that game, which is good. So if I play Baker and Minshew, I'm playing Otten. And then the Njoku can be a good one-off. You don't need to play anybody else, in my opinion. What about you, Denny?
Yeah, I agree with that for the most part. Like McBride is projecting very close to Kelsey for half the price. Obviously, Kelsey's still Kelsey, right? So famous last words, but I am going to fade Kelsey this week. Kincaid is interesting at 5,300. That's the highest total of the week. Is Eagles Bills at 48.5. I'm drawing a blank on the other tight end for Buffalo's not playing, so it's all Kincaid. If you want a dart throw, I think I agree with Ingram. I like Ingram, like as you mentioned, but the other dart throw, if you're looking for a really crazy GPP dart for like the Millie Maker, the other side of that Bills Eagles game, again the highest total, Goddard's out. There's a guy named Jack Stoll at $3,000. If he gets 4 catches for 30 yards and a touchdown, that's enough at that price to maybe win you the Millie Maker. So that's a dart there.
Ooh, 4 catches at 30 yards might be enough at that value. I like that call. Definitely, a big contest. You got to get different. I like that call. All right, let's bring Fitz back in for Lock of the Week Survivor pick. We're looking at last week. Denny overall is 6-4-1. Got the Texans a push at -5. The Cardinals missed that 2-point conversion. Fitz -3 with the Chargers was an L. Fitz is 2-9. For those of you keeping track at home and his NFL
Fitz.
locks.
This is
Fitz, you still with us?
No, don't bring me back in for this.
And then for me, I had so I'll let y'all decide if this was a win or not. My teaser, everyone, Bills -1 win. Cowboys -4.5 win. Vikings +8 win. Dolphins -7 was a push. That's still a win in my book.
Did the bet pay?
The bet pays.
Yeah, it's a win.
You just chop it up is what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if the bet pays, the bet still got to be at least break even or like harder odds with those. But if you tease 4 teams, so a 3-team teaser would still pay more than even money, right? We'll allow it. All right,
we'll allow it. So I'm 8-3 overall NFL locks. So those you keep it track at home. All right. Well, Fitz is rolling in Survivor, just rolling. But this week is tough for Survivor, so we'll come back to him. He's probably still thinking. My lock of the week, we are taking Dolphins -9.5 today at 3 p.m. Hopefully you get this podcast in time. Our producer is so fast and so good. I'm sure you will.
You sure about that? You sure about that? You sure about that?
So I'm taking Dolphins -9.5. Duke, who are you taking as your lock?
I'm taking Jalen Warren and the Steelers over Mr. Browning. I don't even know Browning's first name. Don't want to know it. Don't care. No chance. No chance Lance should be his first name. Give me the Steelers -1.5.
All right. And Fitz, who you got?
Yeah, my fade of the week is Ravens Chargers over 48. Do not take that. I cannot take that. So yeah, that'll probably go under. I think Greg, you referenced earlier they're going to want to run the ball, but even with Andrews out, I still feel like there's a lot of that's still a potent offense, and obviously the Chargers are just going to throw it all over the yard. So
the Chargers defense is so bad.
Yeah, 3-9 on the way. And for Survivor, this is gross. I'm going to go with the Titans.
Woo!
Yeah, I believe they're at home against the Panthers. Obviously, we know how bad the Panthers are. There's just no good options out there. It was between this and, Patriots on the road against Tommy DeVito. Can't do that. The Vikings, Monday Night Football against the Bears. So I'll take my chances with Will Levis.
Yeah, if you've already taken the Chiefs, the next biggest spread is 3.5. What a week!
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I do still have the Eagles, but they're playing the Bills, and the Bills need a win desperately, and this is one where I can see them coming out hot.
And a lot of sharps are actually on the Bills +3, so that is a scary line. Well, speaking of Titans Panthers, are we buying or selling Bryce and Levis? Let's talk a little cards. What do you got? What do you guys think? I mean, we give Bryce Young. we're giving him a second chance, right? I mean, his cards are so low. I feel like it's a good opportunity to buy a lot of them.
Yeah, I think it's a good buying opportunity for Bryce. With quarterbacks, you're always worried about them getting benched, not getting another chance, but being the number one pick in the draft, he's going to get a pretty good runway, like at least, a Kenny Pickett or longer runway, right? So that's several years, and his cards are cheap. Nobody's talking about him. Levis, I think when he started that first game and had a big coming out party, that was a great sell opportunity. And so I think I'm just kind of sitting back in the cut, just kind of waiting to see what this guy does. Maybe there's a buying opportunity in the offseason, or maybe I just don't believe him at all. I'm not sure yet.
Yeah, he kind of came back to earth a little bit in these last couple of weeks, not looking as sharp as he did in that first game. But I actually do really like the opportunity to get some Bryce cards. I think he gets some pieces around him in Carolina. I still think he is a good quarterback. It's not having the year Stroud's having, but I know the Panthers are probably kicking themselves right now. But I still believe a little bit in Bryce. Well, market movers, we could save 20% after a free 14-day trial. Visit marketmoversapp.com and use the promo code NOOFFSEASON. Anything to add, fellas, before we get out of here and spend it with our families the rest of the week?
We are out here, and we were dropping giblets for the people.
Fitz, how you doing, man?
Yeah, if you're listening to this today, come by the shop. If you're local, we're going to be running a Black Friday special, Small Business Saturday special. So come hang out with me. I think Cole might be in Saturday. Seto might be there Saturday. So it'll be a lot of fun.
I love it. And are we doing a little giveaway Saturday, too, if you purchase something?
Yeah, we're going to be chasing that CJ Stroud, baby. Bowman University Chrome, last year's. So, hobby box up for grabs. Drawing will be at 3 p.m. on Saturday. All you got to do is make a purchase to be entered.
For free. Just a purchase. Love it. Well, that's all for today. Good luck with your bets. Thanks to our listeners for riding with Graybos. And be sure you tune in next time. Leave us that 5-star review. We need it. We'll see you guys later.
Tim's underwear is browning.
When I go to sleep, I don't see sheep, see dollar signs. $100 got him beat the eyes for the 100th time at a money line. Brock Purdy was irrelevant, now I'm at the front like a cutting line. G5 to the power 5, Grable's on fire like it's summertime. I know they watching, I'ma make them sweat. Put your money down, place your bets. Degenerate, yeah, I'm a sicko. Who else gon' get you to the window? I know they watching, I'ma make them sweat. Put your money down, place your bets. Degenerate, yeah, I'm a sicko. Who else gon' get you to the window?